Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to talk about Azure front-end and back-end load balancer. This is a very common task that can be performed by Azure administrator in their day-to-day job, because configuring and managing of Azure front-end and back-end load balancer is a job requirement for any Azure administrator. So what is Azure Load Balancer? This can be asked in the interview also. An Azure Load Balancer provides high availability for your application. The Azure Load Balancer is a fully managed service itself. Azure Load Balancer is a service you can use to distribute traffic across multiple virtual machines. Use Load Balancer to scale applications and create high availability for your virtual machines and services. What are the types of Azure Load Balancer? There are two types of load balancers. First one is public load balancer and the second one is internal or private load balancer. What is Azure public load balancer? The answer is public load balancers are used to load balance internet traffic to your VMs. A public load balancer maps the public IP and port of incoming traffic to the private IP and port of the VM. What is Azure internal load balancer? Answer is internal load balancers are used to load balance traffic inside a virtual network. A load balancer front end can be accessed from an on-premises network in a hybrid scenario. Now we will look at the demo. In the interview, this is a common question that the interviewer can ask you, have you created any standard SKU load balancer? So to see the answer, let's look at the demo. In this demo, I will show you that I will create a virtual network for the load balancer and virtual machines. Then I will create an Azure Bastion host for management. Then I will create a standard load balancer and attach VMs to it. I will configure the load balancer traffic rule and the health probe. Then at last I will test the load balancer. So here I want to tell you one thing, that regarding the health probe and Azure Bastion, I will be talking about in detail, and here in this video I will talk about the important question on Azure Bastion and health probe. And I will run a JSON file, and this will be a template file, and I will paste the location of the JSON file. You can easily modify the JSON file, and I will trigger the JSON file through Powershell Script. This is the script that I have got it from Microsoft, and you can easily use this script to trigger the JSON file. And this JSON file will actually create 3 availability zone. You can actually select one zone. So I have already logged into my Azure portal. Here you can see that I do not have there is no new resource group is created for this load balancer and for this demo, and I will create the resource group and all the resources from the template itself. So I am going to briefly talk about on the JSON file that I am going to use for this demo, and this JSON file I have got it from Microsoft, and I can easily modify this JSON file according to my company needs. So quickly I will run through this script file. So here I am going to see that these are the parameters that these are going to be used, and first is project name, then the location, then adminUserName, then adminPassword, then VM size. And you can put the description as your as per your requirements. So here this is the default description is mentioned here, and the VM size is default value that we are going to use is standard D2S V3. This is the size of the virtual machine. Then the variables declaration, these are the variables that we are going to use it. Then the resource part comes. Here we can see that it will be like we will create the network interfaces here, and the properties, IP configuration, then network security group, then these are the types, then API version, then these are the properties, then virtual machine. This is the virtual machine, and we can see that under copy name is VM copy, count is 3. So we will be creating 3 virtual machine. So that is the reason the count is 3 here. And we can see the properties, storage profile is this, publisher is Microsoft Windows Server, offer is Windows Server, SKU is 2019 data center, version is latest. This is the OS disk, create option is from image, this is manage disk, network profile, network interface, then OS profile, admin username, admin password, this is actually creation part. Then virtual networks come, virtual network subnets, then Bastion host. I will talk about what is Bastion host at the end of this demo. This is the properties, then public IP address block, then load balancer block. This is the load balancer block and we can see that front end IP configuration, then public IP address, then back end address pools, load balancing rules, then probes, then outbound rules, then here public IP address starts, then network security group starts, then at last virtual networks. So this is a quick rundown of the JSON script that I am going to use it for this demo. You can easily modify this script according to your requirement. So now I am going to Azure PowerShell, and I am going to open the Azure Cloud Shell here, and I am going to run the PowerShell script here. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Yeah, so authentication is done, and building your Azure drive is also done. So now I am going to trigger the JSON script. So this is the PowerShell snippet that I am going to use it. I will also paste this in the description of this video. And I am going to PowerShell, Azure PowerShell. This is the Cloud Shell, and I am going to trigger this. So first thing that is going to ask this PowerShell snippet is enter a project name with 12 or less letters or numbers that is used to generate Azure resource names. So I am going to use here proj, P-R-O-J, proj, then enter. Then it will ask that the location, enter the location. The location is, I am going to use is East US, EAST US, then put enter. Then it will ask the enter the virtual machine administrator account name. I am going to use the account name as AZADMIN. Press enter. It will ask for the password. So I am going to give the password. Please remember to give the password which is meeting the password complexity. And press enter. It started. Now let's wait for 10 minutes, approximately 10 minutes, and I'll come back after it completed. We can see that the deployment is completed now, and you can see that the deployment name is Azure Deploy, resource group name is proj RG, provisioning state is succeeded, mode is incremental, and this is the template link that we are using, and these are the parameters that we have used for this template. So I am going to click hit enter to continue, and I'll directly go to the Azure portal, and I will see that the resource group here created, that is created. So this is the resource group that is created, proj rg. So, and under this we can see this many resources are created. This is the Azure Bastion, this is public IP address, this is the load balancer, this is public IP address. There are two public IP address, and this is the network security group, and here we can see that VM1, this is VM2, and this is VM3. This is 3 VMs, and 3 VMs are created, and network interface and disk is also attached to the VM, and this is the virtual network. So these are the resources created. So I am more interested to see the load balancer, so I'll click on the load balancer. This is the load balancer, and this is the details overview page, and you can see that this is backend pool is 2 backend pools, and health probe is there, load balancing rule is also there, and this is standard SKU, and we are going to use the we have actually created standard SKU load balancer here. This is the recommended for production environment, and the location of this load balancer is East US. And I'm going to click on the see more, and I am seeing that there are 2 public IP address. So I am clicking on a public IP address, and from there I can see that load balancer front end public IP address is this one. Let's copy this one, and now I am going to test this load balancer. So put it in the browser and then hit enter, and I can see that hello world from proj VM3. So if I hit enter again, let's see what happens. Okay, so it is giving VM3 only, but the traffic is actually distributed among the three virtual machines. So the IIS that we have installed, it's actually working fine, and this is the demo that I wanted to show you, that through this JSON file we can easily create this load balancer, and all it will be created within 10 minutes, and it will be very easy for your day-to-day job. Now I am going to talk about 2 important questions that is very important. The first one is, what is Azure Bastion? So the answer is, Azure Bastion is a service you deploy that lets you connect to a virtual machine using your browser and the Azure portal. It provides secure and seamless RDP or SSH connectivity to your virtual machines directly from your Azure portal over TLS. When you connect via Azure Bastion, your virtual machines do not need a public IP address, agent or special client software. So this is a more secure way to connect to your RDP, to connect to your virtual machine. So this is all about Azure Bastion. And the next question that can be asked in the interview also, that is Azure Health Probe. When you are setting up an Azure load balancer, you need to configure the health probe that your load balancer can use to determine if your instance is healthy. If your instance fails its health probe a number of times, then it will stop receiving traffic until it passes health probe again. So Azure Health Probe is for maintaining the health of the instance. So these are the 2 questions that I wanted to discuss, and please keep in mind that this demo is for educational purpose only, and if you want to follow this demo, then you can follow this demo in your production environment also, but you have to change the PowerShell script to trigger the JSON file, and you also have to change the JSON files that I am going to that the location that I am going to share in the description of this video. So that is all about in today's video. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and to this video, and subscribe to my channel to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Bye.